time on Empire of the Lost, fought a witch hunter. And through some means, Mirnock respond to the witch hunter trying to shoot his head by reflecting the bullet back at his. So that witch hunter is dead. Meanwhile, his partner witch hunter is still alive and breathing. We're gonna interrogate her. Upon further investigation, we found Mirnock's Sermana buddy, who's been descaled, de-toothed, de-eyed, detailed. He's fucked up. Apparently they were trying to extract information about Mirnock and witches and all that like. He's not feeling too good about it. Neither's Mirnock. Akiyama found him. Also, Mirnock has straight up seen Akiyama's fox form now. So there's no hiding that now. But with that information, we looking into more stuff. We found a room where they dealt with the witches. May not be witches. With a dismembered body and drained blood. Mirnock was very upset.
To put it lightly.
Then we found a witch hunter who was hiding in the blood, who apparently did a lot of the stuff that happened to the woman. Mirnock wasn't too kind to him, asked him where Krov was, or at least whoever's behind this whole shindig. Turns out it's the Demon's Bane family, seemingly, and
they apparently have an underwater location because because apparently they're freaking Bond villains.
Yeah. So yeah, before more information was extracted, Mirnock decided to chop off the guy's hand, who decided to retaliate by trying to slash at Mirnock, which Mirnock retaliated by slashing off his other hand. In the meantime, Akiyama found out that the witch hunters he'd actually married off. So he's really depressed about that. Turned to the bottle, straight up. Yeah. But then he went up to heal the guy because he heard the screaming. But yeah, that's where he left off there. Matt and Robbie visited the bar place where people go to hang, and to find the other councilman member that's originally tried to get match services for his wife. Using that to get in through some subterfuge, they were able to gain an audience with him. Robbie was forced out of the conversation between the councilman and this other man. Meanwhile, Matt went up to get prepared with the councilman's wife. Turns out his wife's a psycho, and was also tasked with assassinating Matt by Albie. Matt was able to fight her off, but unfortunately, due to circumstances, was forced to shoot and kill her. Deeply traumatized, Matt was almost inconsolable, with Robbie having to pick up the pieces and clean up the crime scene. Having to kill one guard?
Yeah, it's just one.
Yeah, just the one. They made their escape. Meeting back up at the church, Matt detailed some of the experience to Ambrosia. And just wanted to just bake and just not deal with that right now. In the meantime, Robbie came, before Robbie came, Albie actually came to the thing to make a pointed threat. that he will burn down the church if Matt does not come quietly. After that, Robbie came by to dispose of the body, but Ambrosia, taking matters into her own hands, knocked Robbie out, summoned Takaseth, and had him dispose of the body instead.
I had to use my demon daddy. Are you upset that your ex is now my demon daddy?
Ex? Not okay. Anyway,
oh shit!
It's not the case at all. But yeah, that's where we landed off.
Your ex that wants to murder you.
Anyone else want to add anything to that?
It should be noted that Robbie doesn't know I'm involved at all.
This is basically become
And
Dread the game.
Also, personal mementos of his dead family members were stolen from him. Let's not forget that.
Trench coat. And, yeah, a lot of his shit was stolen. But he's fine. He's fine now. It's okay.
So, we pick back up with the group at the church. Ambrosia, you move behind the aforementioned hiding spot as Albie left to hopefully get... Oh, actually, no, that already happened. So, yada yada yada. We pick back up with the church group after Rabi has begun to search the grounds looking for more information on what happened after seeing that the trail has utterly vanished with whoever he believes stole from them, having their tracks vanish out of thin air. Meanwhile, Matt is still on the inside of the church, inconsolable after hearing what Albie had to say and knowing that if he stays here any longer, it can only bring more trouble for the group. Meanwhile...
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Meanwhile, Ambrosia, knowing what she's done, is trying to play innocent towards Robbie. And this is where we would pick up the scene. It's about 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. currently. The sun has already gone down, and the rain is accompanying the darkness as the pitter-patter sound of raindrops echo outside continuously.
And Rabbit's just got a wet cloth over his head, trying to fight off the migraine from the shovel.
Ambrosia is tending to him as best she can. Inside, she does feel really guilty, and she really doesn't even know why she did that, and she's just trying to take care of Robbie. Are you sure you're feeling all right?
Oh, it's fine. That's the first time I got hit over the head, and I'd probably be more upset. It's real bad that the body's gone, no.
Well, at least it's not our problem anymore.
Oh no, it's definitely our problem. I was going to cover it up, make it seem like it never happened, make it more difficult to track back to us. Now if the body just shows up, then this is real bad.
You do have a point, but maybe it won't show up.
It probably will. Like, who steals a body if not to, expose its murder? And Beluga, we're fucked. Matt Gale, the council member's wife. Like, this is real bad.
Then what are we going to do about it?
Maybe one of the magic people can figure out where they went. Like them or something. But now we wait.
Inner panic. Sorry, go ahead.
I just said, for now we wait. How's Matt doing? Has he come out from underneath the altar yet?
I forgot. Did he? I think I did get him to sit down and relax, right? Right, Sarah?
Can you repeat that?
I think I did get Matt to come out from the mantle and relax, right? Or at least try to relax.
He's on a pew now, but that's
Okay,
it.
on a pew, right? Yes, he did come out from under there. He's sitting on a pew now.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep watching the door. And you keep an eye on him. I think that's the best we can now.
Alright. But are you sure you don't need any more medical attention?
Oh, I definitely do. I think my skull's fractured. But it'll be fine. There's a little swelling between friends.
She still looks at him worried, but just nods. I suppose this is the best we can do until Akiyama gets here.
Exactly.
Alright, I'll go back check on that.
Sounds a good plan.
Just take it easy.
Will do. Kicks his feet up, winces at his head pain.
And Ambrosia's gonna go look after Matt. And back to the pew that he was at. I can? Okay. As she walks over to the area that Matt was in, she sees him sitting there, probably with like his head in his hands, not looking too great. She just walks over and quietly sits beside him, looks over. Are you feeling any better?
Define better?
Well, not too quite sure myself. How are you feeling, I suppose is a better question.
Matt holds up the small remainder of his pixie riddle stick.
I want you to know that everything will be okay. We can help you.
Help me how?
We won't let anyone hurt you. Or anything bad happen to the church.
Do you really think you can control that?
We've done crazier things. We went up against Jet's protege. And survived.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, that was a fight where it wasn't supposed to be lethal.
I suppose, but we still won. could do that, then we can protect the church.
Maybe. We'll have to see what Akiyama says.
We will. But just try to relax, if you can.
He'll just, in response to that, light up another pixie barrel stick.
I thought that was last.
No, I have one more after this, technically.
Okay. Do you need anything, or would you rather be alone again?
I don't really need anything. You don't have to stay around here.
I don't really have anything else to do, so I wouldn't mind staying here if you don't want me to leave.
Maybe I'll take a walk.
That could help. Just be safe.
He'll sit up and start walking off.
And Virgil just stay where she is.
He's not going outside. He's heading towards like the inner part. There's a garden probably in the inner part of the church. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and Virgil just stay where she is and just start thinking, complaining to herself about events and bullshit she got herself into.
Well, that could have been better. You hear a low, graspy voice in the back of your mind, Ambrosia, knowing it to belong to Takaset, the demon that you struck a deal with.
Yep. Who else could it be? The minute she hears his voice, she just lets out a sigh. It could have gone better if I had been allowed to explain the situation.
I mean, hindsight's 20/20. You read the document you chose to sign. You can't exactly blame me because it rears itself in front of you.
Well, I wouldn't have had to mention your name. I could have just said, the demon I signed a deal with is going to help us take care of this.
Then why didn't you? It's because it
Did
went
you
to get the
say
deal.
I couldn't? You said I couldn't mention the deal at all.
Yes, I did. Doesn't mean that you had to listen. Is it because your friendship with me is starting to grow?
No, because you said that I couldn't. So I assumed that meant I literally couldn't.
I'm glad you trust me.
She just rubs her temples in aggravation.
In all seriousness, you wouldn't have been able to say anything regardless of me telling you not to. It would go against the terms of our contract to mention dealings with me in any way.
I wouldn't have even had to say your name, though.
It's not me, it's the contract. Even if I didn't tell you not to speak, you would just find yourself at a loss of words when you tried to speak about it earlier. Which then would have made you look more guilty in the matter. See? Your trust was well warranted.
It's not true. trust. I don't trust you as far as I could throw you.
That hurts. That really, really hurts.
She just rolls her eyes. Whatever. I'm not happy with this deal I've made with you.
Why is that? I'm doing as you asked, am I not?
You are. But because of it, I'm having to lie to my allies.
Oh, my dear friend. Isn't that what you've been doing to yourself for as long as you can remember?
What is that supposed to mean?
Lying to yourself that you're a good person?
I am a good person. I try to be.
Can someone really be good with that much red on their hands?
I've made mistakes, sure, but I've tried to atone for them.
Can you really atone from the families that you separated in your past? Oh, trust me. Ambrosia is not the first name that I know you by.
What do you mean?
Those in the Underrealms, and some of the Death Knights I had chances of meeting, mentioned a legendary creature such as yourself. Oh, how many of us that you swabbed through in the years, haven't you? Even ones that had nothing to do with any kind of cause.
That was a long time ago. It was different.
And yet those hands still seem red, don't they?
No. I've changed. I don't do that anymore.
Have you really changed?
Yes.
Have you even once
have.
tried to go and apologize to the families you ruined? Have you once ever tried to atone for the people you killed? Or did you just lie about it, saying that you atoned and moved on?
She doesn't respond for a while. She just looks down. I can't face them,
You see,
knowing what I did.
we're both liars.
It's not lying, it's...
But
it's guilt.
the difference is, I'll still love you for it. Because you're my friend.
She cringes at the word love. We are not friends.
Are you okay there, Ambrosia? You turn your head to see Boudica carrying a couple of laundry baskets in and seemingly looking like they're all wet from the rain outside. Though she looks like she has a concerned look on her face while she stares at you.
Ambrosia jumps a little at Boudica's voice and she turns her head to look at her. Oh, Boudica. Yes, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just lost in thought.
Oh. I heard that you heard talking and thought that somebody else was in here. So I was just making sure everything's alright.
Oh, I was just talking to myself. It helps me think sometimes.
Well, that's very good. She comes by and starts setting up the laundry near some of the plants in here so they could drip their water into the plants themselves so it's not being wasted.
Well, what have you been up to while we were gone, Boudica?
Oh, primarily I've just been doing chores, laundries, hanging with the kids. It was a lot easier getting this stuff done since Miss Arsis didn't need my help today.
Oh. I thought that you had went with her.
Oh, I was supposed to go. I was getting ready, but she mentioned that it was okay for me to stay.
Ah. I see. Do you know if she's returned yet?
No, I believe only the three of you returned so far.
Alright. Well, is there anything I can do to assist you?
Oh. Well, I think your height would do a lot better for this than me. If you wouldn't mind.
Ambrosia chuckles and nods as she stands. Of course. She goes over and begins to assist Boudica.
Meanwhile, Matt, you begin traversing the inner workings of the church. Lost in thought. Going to the garden that's on the inside of here, the roof open to the elements as the rain pours down to the garden in here. Are you doing well? You hear a voice familiar to you as you look over and see Hermacrates in her astral visage currently walking beside you, still looking like she's recovering from the encounter that you recently dealt with.
I could be better. Are you okay?
It has been some time since I've had to strain myself to that extent, though it was not enough to kill me. I apologize that I wasn't able to see you through to safety.
It's fine. I'm sorry you got hurt.
It's fine, she says, looking down a bit. You can see that there is an obvious sense of guilt on her face currently.
You did the best you could, given the situation.
Unfortunately, the best that I could do was not good enough.
Well, we're both still alive, I guess.
You'll have to forgive me, she says in a lower tone, could you please inform me what happened up to this point? She begins to shift in place. Have not been able to concentrate until now.
We made it out alive.
As for the assailant,
They won't be finding us anytime soon.
looking at you as you say that, her eyes go wide and begin to narrow slightly as tears begin to form. Matt, I'm sorry. She holds her arms out towards you and goes to embrace you.
Matt lets her, but he just kind of lets his arms hang to the side. Numb.
It's not your fault.
She was hired by somebody.
Was it by your hand?
He threatened to come. What happened to her?
She nods while petting the back of your head, trying to be as consoling as possible.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Her other hand would reach down to take the hand that you're currently holding the pixie birdle in. Do you resist?
No.
As she'd move between the fingers, taking the stick, even in this ethereal form. And with the limited sense of touch she has, and toss it towards the garden as it goes out within the rain.
He looks a little disappointed at that.
I'm sorry. I told you that you wouldn't have to do something like that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. But you do not need to replace me for such vices. If you need something to console in, console in me.
Matt nods slowly, his eyes still watching where the stick landed. I'd rather not feel anything right now.
you need to feel, Matt. As hard as it is, and as much as you don't want to move on, you need to. Don't let the people that are coming for you defeat you after you've already proven yourself that you wish to live.
He's silent, and as he just watches the rain hit the ground. I'm so tired.
Then rest. I'll watch over you. Always.
He'll nod and close his eyes and find comfort in her embrace.
She'd go down to her knees so you're able to lay on her while she continues to pat the back of your head. And as you begin to drift, she'd look down at you smiling. Before her hand, or she would lift her other hand and look down towards the cracking appearance of her form on the inside of her palm. While looking at it with concern, she'd eventually close that palm in her hand before turning back to you as you're resting and continued to pat the back of your head. So we're going to take a quick break here.
Yay.
My god. Things are getting spicy.
Whew.